And next in sports, Tennessee Vols Basketball is in Las Vegas, taking on a top 3 team in Houston. I share the highlights and a whole lot more when we come back.
This is the TVFCU Sports Desk.
Man, oh man, we have got a huge weekend of football coming up in just a couple days. Rivalry week in college football as Georgia takes on Georgia Tech on Friday. Bama heads to Auburn for the Iron Bowl, and Tennessee hosts Vanderbilt on Saturday. Plus, Marion County, Tyner, and South Bend are all in action in the high school football semifinals on Friday. But before we look ahead, we must look back at what was the most epic performance we have ever seen by one single player. We thought he took over the game the first time Baylor played McCallie, but what Red Raiders superstar running back David Gabriel George did on Friday was nothing short of unbelievable.
That was probably the greatest football performance I've ever seen in my life.
431 yards and 7 touchdowns.
That is unbelievable. You know, at some point, you don't even know what to say.
431 yards and 7 touchdowns for David Gabriel George, and he did it in the state semifinal against the best defense in the state, a top 30 team in America, and McCallie, a performance for the ages.
That was a lot of teamwork. We worked hard in the weight room and at practice.
Credit to our offensive line and Briggs for keeping people off of him a little bit, but he does great things when you give him the ball.
What's next for you guys?
Win that championship.
Yes, indeed. The state championship is next for DGG and Baylor. The undefeated Red Raiders will battle the also undefeated Brentwood Academy 1 week from Thursday at Finley Stadium. All right, let's talk some college basketball because the Tennessee Vols were out in Las Vegas at the Players Era Festival tonight. An early season top 20 tilt as UT battles the defending national runner-up, third-ranked Houston Cougars. Early going here, and some great defense leads the easy offense. The Maryland transfer Jacoby Gillespie gets the steal. Bishop Boswell lays it in. Vols trailed by as many as 11 at one point in the first half, and in the second half, Boswell and specifically Gillespie really got it going on offense. He averaged nearly 15 points a game with the Terps last year. He's averaging nearly 20 points so far this season with Tennessee. Gillespie drops 22 in Vegas. Tennessee hands the Houston Cougars their first loss of the season. The Vols are going to be a force on the hardwood this year. They get to 7-0 with this 76-73 win. But now let's switch back to the gridiron because the College Football Playoff Committee has just released its updated playoff rankings, and heading into the final weekend of the regular season, we don't see any changes in the top 4. Both Georgia and Alabama stay put after dominating their cupcake games, and Tennessee jumps up a spot to 19 after their dominant win in the Swamp. The Vols, of course, need a win against Vandy Saturday and a whole lot of help to have a shot at the playoffs. And here is the updated bracket projection. Georgia, as of now, would get a bye and take on the winner of Tulane and Texas Tech. No change on that from last week, and boy, this will be a fun game. Alabama is slated ahead to Oxford for a playoff game with Ole Miss, but of course, a whole lot can change this week. Alabama can either see their playoff hopes end with a loss to Auburn Saturday, or potentially clinch a spot in the SEC title game with a win in the Iron Bowl. So much at stake this weekend. Stay right there. David Glenn is one last look at your forecast. That's next.